It doesn't have to be spooky season to enjoy a good scare. Scream 6, the latest installment in the iconic franchise, just had a blockbuster opening weekend, raking in $44.5 million. Leading the film is Melissa Barrera, whose character is learning to live with her past.
Please help me. Just don't
There's a line here, girl. You got a problem here, guy?
It followed me here, and it's gonna keep coming for us.
Imagine seeing that at your front door. Our Mona Kosar Abdi sat down with the actress to talk about moving the franchise to New York City, being part of a horror dynasty, and bringing more diversity to the genre.
I'm really excited to talk about this film. Right off the bat, you notice that it's no longer in Woodsboro. It changes scenery for the franchise, and it kind of changes the pace, too. Can you tell me a little bit about what it's like bringing it to New York City?
It's exciting. I mean, when I heard that we were going to base it in New York City, I think it's such a good move on the part of the writers, because it's a big statement. New York becomes this character in the movie because it's a big city. It's unfamiliar territory for the characters, and it can be scary. New York City can be intimidating, and if you're new here, it can be that much scarier. And I think, you know, every place has like 2 or 3 exits. Ghostface can come from anywhere. We have all these iconic, quintessential New York set pieces that turn into very cool Ghostface attack chase scenes.
Sam, in the last movie, was a fighter. We saw her fighting back, but now she's looking inward. What was that journey like to experience that with Sam and seeing her, you know, explore her past more?
It was beautiful and exciting for me, because in the last movie, you introduce all these characters, but you don't really get a chance to know them because, you know, the chaos of the murder spree. And in the last movie, she's very guarded and very cold and unfeeling, kind of, because she's medicated and because she has this huge secret and this huge burden. And in this one, I was excited to explore what happens when the walls come down and when you allow yourself to feel more and when you are more vulnerable because now you have your sister to protect. I love when we get to know a character more. It's not, you know, unless you're doing like many seasons of a TV show, with a movie, it's a rarity that you get to come back to a character and like build it out more. And so to me, this was a gift.
We also see more of the history, or dig in more of the history into Ghostface. And I guess I would say it's like a history lesson, and also like the long history of slashers. But also, I mean, Sam is in that history as well.
Yeah. I think the fact that she is Billy Loomis's daughter, the original Ghostface in the first movie, is a really cool way to stay connected to the legacy of the franchise. And that doesn't mean that we're always going to be talking about that, because, you know, Sam is her own character, but she is carrying that baggage, and she is hearing that voice in her ear and all the time. And so I think it's cool that we have that thread of like, this isn't just a relaunch with like a completely different group of people. It's always connected.
I want to talk about that a little bit more, because horror movies sometimes get a bad rap for being not inclusive enough as a genre. But as a Latina, what kind of representation does that show, that you're not just a part of the cast, you're leading the cast?
I'm always grateful when I'm given an opportunity to show what I'm capable of, because a lot of times we're not even considered. And so the fact that Paramount and Spyglass were like open to casting whoever, it wasn't like they were seeing all ethnicities for the role. It wasn't written as anything. And it's a beautiful thing, because I'm Latina and Jenna's Latina, but we don't talk about it. They just let us be humans. It almost feels to me like we kind of have to justify our presence for a white audience, of like, I don't want you to feel confused because you're like, wait, what is she? I'm going to explain it to you so that you feel calm watching me. And that's not my favorite thing to do. I like it when I can just be, and they just happen to cast me.
And as you mentioned, you know, people seeing you on screen, they can relate to you on a different level, but everyone can connect with the character as well. I do also want to point out that it seems that Scream, the franchise, though, a lot of the leading characters who survived the last movie were people of color. One of them was an openly queer woman. So it seems like this genre's really, or excuse me, this movie is really pushing the genre forward.
There is a lot of like push for diversity, and I don't want to say it's like trying to like correct the errors of the past, but it does so happen that the 4 survivors of the 5th movie are people of color now, you know, and it's beautiful to get to be a part of that group, not just because it has never felt like stunt casting or like tokenism. It genuinely feels like these are all great actors. They like fit the roles perfectly, and it just so happened that we're people of color, but that's not the discourse. You know, we're friends, we're family, and we're going through all of this together. And the beauty of Scream is that there's always new people coming in.
You've also been cast in Carmen. Tell me, how do you juggle all of this, number one? And number two, just what is this moment like for you? Being, you know, you have so many projects coming out. I'm sure you've dreamed of this moment.
I'm excited. It's always exciting to share your hard work with people. I think, I mean, I do what I do because when I was a kid and when I decided that I wanted to be an actor, it was because of what I felt watching movies and watching TV. How it helped me escape, how it gave me comfort, how it made me feel seen. And that's what I want to do for the audience.
Yeah, and there's huge responsibility.
Yeah.
Melissa, thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. This was great.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.